And we are live. But we were waiting on, remember, 10 people minimum. And then we go.
In typical.
Last time it took like how long?
Like 5 seconds, dude. They was there right away.
Don't worry about it. It takes time. You got to coordinate. You got to let it marinate. Coordinate and marinate. There goes one. We in business.
Yeah. We got 10?
Not yet.
Oh, we got one. Okay.
Not yet. 10, and then it will begin. Let's see. Going to the Facebook page. Where is it?
I got something living in the back of my throat that.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. What's uh-oh?
Okay, we have 3 people.
Howdy, 3.
4.
All right, so I'm supposed to be sharing.
Yes.
We got that situation again. Me, Alex, trying to learn her damn technology. Where is it? It's on the page, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You say what? ¿Qué pasó?
Typical Alex. Oh, I see me. Hey, now. Okay, so how do I share this? Let's share it right now.
Okay, I'm on the wrong damn Facebook page. That shows it all.
I don't even know how to share this. Oh, how do I? Wait a minute. We got closed captioning, and what the hell?
What?
On this video, it's on my page. It's closed captioning.
What do you mean it's closed captioning? It says every word that it reads every word that you're saying right now?
Yes.
Si habla español as well? That option?
No.
Okay, we got over 10 people now. I think.
But how do I share? So try.
Oh, damn, you're right. It is in closed caption. Is it?
Well, how the hell?
I don't know. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out once it's time to figure it out. But I think we should go ahead and start and kick it off.
Well, you figure out how to share it so I can steal it from you.
We're live right now. Just start talking, woman. We're live. Like right now, we're live.
Is it live on your page?
We're live everywhere. Just go.
For the people who watching on my page, I need to get it to them now.
Okay. We don't want to do this when we're live, though. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
So just put it on your page and then I'll share it to mine. So you
okay, that's what I'm trying to do. Okay. That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, you don't know how to do it either.
Hey. We ain't talking about me.
How hard is it to share?
It's really hard. It seems. It's really hard.
This is
horrible. I'm gonna just go ahead and roll. I'm gonna do it from my phone.
You gonna do what from your phone?
We're ready to go now, Miss Dupree.
All right. In typical colored people fashion, we was a few minutes late.
Oh, because of Alex, of course, had to, get into. Huh?
Alex had to do what? There's no makeup on.
I was gonna try to blame it on you. No,
homie. We haven't done anything. We don't comb my hair. We don't put on makeup.
Go ahead and go to your page and share the damn thing so we can start this. Please.
Go to my page and share it.
Go to your page and share. No, go to my page and share it so we can get this thing started here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And then afterwards, you can give me a damn tutorial.
We will figure that out.
Right. I need a built-in engineer.
We're waiting on you. Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to share it to share.
Okay. Ready when you are. When you are.
A hot second. Okay.
Jay feels like you're missing people. Are you sharing it? Sharing it now?
Yeah, I just did that one, and then I got to share one more.
Waiting on you to start the show.
This dude right here. This dude. Okay.
I'm
in. We're in.
Show. Thank you. That took 10 minutes. Can we get it going?
It did. All right. So episode 2. You see what had happened was Terrance tried to holla, man. I do want to say before we jump into some of the fun stuff though, Trey, there's something that's been in the news and I definitely think we need to discuss it. And it's pretty heavy. So I want to kind of start with that and get that out of the way first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that shooting of Ahmad Aubrey.
Yeah, let's get the heavy stuff out of the way first. Yeah. So if you guys aren't familiar with this story, in Georgia, about 3 months ago now, it's now coming out that this guy, black dude, and this messed up. We got to bring up race here. You know, we can't just say a regular guy was just out, jogging, but it was a black cat. He was black guy in Georgia jogging. I'm about to say driving.
Yeah,
jogging. And if you look at the video, I only saw the video once because I'm not a fan of constantly seeing people getting hurt. I don't even like watching UFC. You know what I'm saying? I don't like looking at stuff like that. But shot the guy. It was a tussle. Yeah. Of course, he was defending himself because here it is, another guy. Would they have a rifle or a gun? Or did you see the video?
Yeah.
You didn't see the video? You didn't see the video?
I saw a piece of the video. I didn't see the whole thing.
Okay, so the man's jogging, from what it seems, and I don't even know who recorded it, but good thing that the person did record it.
Just somebody out there in the streets, just a bystander person.
Yeah. So the good news that just came in, and I'm wondering why it's happening now, that the two, is it a father and son that were arrested for killing him?
Former cop. It was a former police officer and his son.
Okay. So the news, just broke earlier today that these two were now arrested. I'm assuming it's now because the video has been released 2 days ago to the public. Now they're being arrested. So
what took so long for that video to come out, by the way?
I don't think if the video would have came out, we wouldn't even know of any of this.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
For sure. I agree.
Yeah. So we do have a right to get mad and upset and offended and outraged whenever something like this happens, because it constantly happens. If they try to pull this whole second-degree murder or whatever it is, the lessen the charges of it, some heads will fly, I assume. I hope.
Right now, it's murder and aggravated assault that they're being charged with.
Okay.
And
everything's on camera.
Everything's on camera.
Everything's on camera. Go ahead. You said what?
But hey, Rodney King was on camera too.
True. That's true.
So, when it comes to race, we finding out camera don't mean a damn thing.
Yeah.
We're hoping it changes, but tomorrow would have been Dude's birthday.
How old would he have been? I didn't know that.
He'd have been 26. This is a young cat. This is just a kid. And it's one of those, he fit a description. He looked like a such and such. He looked like, and here's the thing. They said he looks like somebody who had been like committing burglaries.
Yeah.
Burglaries in the area. So they didn't go chase down the neighborhood murderer, the neighborhood sex offender, child pedophile or whatever.
Yeah.
They went to track down and kill somebody who's doing burglary.
Yeah. So we'll continue to, of course, follow this story because now that it just doesn't seem right now that the video's out. Now there's an arrest made. So we'll just have to see with that. Just keep following. I don't want to keep this on a somber mood here. Let's get this thing upgraded and just up the energy here. Just want to touch on that because that is something that my radio show that I do here in Texas, I don't really touch on serious topics. I like to just play the music and have people laughing and joking or whatever. So this is a platform. I'm happy to have this platform the way I can really say what I want to say to a certain extent, of course, on this platform. So
it's necessary. It needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So before we get into this juiciness, early shouts out going out to Misty, Altavis Hopkins. What's up? Vera Brown. Hey, cuz. That's one of your cousins. Everybody got a cousin named
Vera.
Yeah. Everybody got a cousin named Vera. Everybody got a cousin named Vera.
My cousins have the best names. My family just went ham when it came to names.
You have aunts named what? Chlorine and
yeah. I got not chlorine. I have a Florine and an Erline.
Chlorine and Erline.
I got cousins, another in Erlane. I got a Zellarine. And let's see, Vera's sister is, I call her Fonty, Fontella. We got names.
Okay, I remember her because she was named after the old 60s singer or
Fontella
something.
Bass.
Fontella Bass. What was the name of her song? Dun 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 dun
In the street.
dun. Rescue me.
That one, whatever.
I want you in my. Is that her? Was that her? No.
I thought it was dancing in the street or something.
No, that was Martha Reeves. I'm gonna tell you how I know all this old stuff. My mother used to have these cassette tapes that they used to give away free at KFC, right? And she'd be playing, like, true story. She'd be playing all the Motown hits. So that's why I know all the Motown joints. So that's why that song just came to me. Burn, 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 burn. Rescue me. I want you. Okay, enough of me singing.
What song is it? Okay, I see. Okay. Hey, this Fontella too. Oh, Fontella's over there. And it was Rescue Me. Fontella said you're right.
See? This big head right here has a lot of musical knowledge. I swear, it just instantly came to me. It just instantly came.
Oh, my other cousin on here too, by the way. What's up, Mies? Janice is here. Hey, Amy. So Amy, do you remember Amy from college?
Columbia?
Yes.
That was the only college we went to. No. I'll probably have to see her face. Have to see her face. Okay. But okay, so let's get into this because you were talking about this the last time we were on, and
Alex has stories.
Alex has stories. So tell me what happened, Terrance Howard, because I was in the studio. This is when we were doing mornings on Power 92 in Chicago, and we were in the studio. And what did I miss? Because I know he was trying to holler in some way, shape, or form.
So, and we need Lisa E, by the way, to chime in at some point, because I know Lisa's going to remember more details than I remember. So we knew in advance Terrance Howard was coming to the studio, and everybody at the station knew it. So the day he was supposed to be there, everybody else that worked there came in like early, and all the women, I swear, they went and got, hey, Amy, they swear they got their hair done. They went and got their nails done. They had on their best outfit and they had their makeup done. Like everybody was coming and they was going to
wait. I remember that, but hold on one second, because I'm trying to do this whole B-roll thing. I ain't trying to not be fancy with it. Is this showing or no? Hold on. Let's try the B-roll again. Hold on. Take two. Action. Continue. Everybody was getting their hair done and what now?
Because everybody was, this was way before we knew he was beating on wives and before he went crazy and any of that stuff. So this is way before. So everybody was like, Terrance Howard, he got wavy hair. The best man. So he comes there and everybody just flocks to the studio. They just people would come to see certain people, but I mean, it was like standing room only. Everybody was just standing outside the door or whatever when we was doing the interview. So mind you, everybody got dressed up for this man, but me, because whatever, that's just Terrance Howard. So my hair is the same every day. Slick back bun. I ain't got no bun no more, whatever. But, makeup the same every day. I dress the same no matter who come in. It just is what it is. So while all of these women were like falling all over, can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? Ooh, Terrance, give me a hug and this and that. I was the only one not. And so I guess that made me the one he had to try to get.
Oh, the one that was playing hard to get. Now, were you doing this on purpose?
No.
Why don't I remember any of this?
But you don't remember any of it?
No.
Okay, so I don't know. He just don't do it for me like that.
Okay.
Pretty spending more time in the mirror than me. I don't know. So So after all the pictures taken, I didn't even take a picture with him. And so he says, "No, I want to take a picture with you, with her." And so it's like, okay, all right, Terrance, that's cool. Let's take the picture. So then he like squeezes me, like extra squeezes me tight into the picture. I'm looking up at him, he's looking up at me, and our faces like right here. And I'm thinking we too close. Anyway, so you talked about then he left and went to the bathroom. And you say he blew up the bathroom.
Yes. It was one bathroom in the place on the first floor. I had to use it. I didn't care what was happening beforehand.
Right.
And I had to walk in and
Way
smell
too
it. And it was okay, like I said, because I did one of these and handled my business and went back on there. But continue.
right.
Go ahead.
Way too light skinned, Amy. Way too light skinned. And that's what she said. She's like too light skinned. And so he went to the bathroom, blew up the bathroom, and then on the way out the bathroom, I was walking down the hall for whatever reason. And so he stops and starts to talk to me. So then he's just being flirty.
Butt. He had moist butt when he was talking to you. Go ahead.
He was just being flirty, asking me these questions. Oh, and how long you working? What do you do for fun? I mean, like, really, like, just trying to chat me up. Like, I was into him. And I'm just like, no. So then he just smiling and lingering. And, had to shake my hand and hold my hand a little too long. And so then I walk off. I go back to the studio. And I think he gave Lisa his phone number to give to me. Like a simp. How you don't give me?
No.
How you can't give me your number yourself?
Yeah, that's kind of weak.
And so that's why I need Lisa in here, because I think so. She's like, "Oh, you gonna call him? No, I'm not gonna call this man.
Yeah.
Got holes in every area code."
So, but because he was Terrance Howard, you didn't holler, and I think you were in a relationship at the time anyway, right?
Yeah.
It didn't cross your mind that this is Terrance Howard right here, man. I can have one of his, No?
His what?
Scripts. For
right, I can have one. No, I was not attracted to that man.
Oh, okay.
At all.
Okay. Now you had some other stories. I can't wait to hear the Cuba Gooding joint. Cuba Gooding joint.
That's the good one. That's coming. So Trey Songz also tried to holler.
Okay. Trey
Songz tried to holler when I was working at Soul. What was it? 106.3?
106.3, yeah.
So he came in and he actually gave me his phone number.
Okay.
And I need my producer.
This is Trey Songz.
This is Trey Songz.
Okay.
This is Trey Songz. I think that was him. That was him. And so Alifa was like, "You gonna call him?" And I'm like, "You know what? I am always looking for good material for the show. So yes, I'm gonna call him because I wanted stories to tell. I can come back on the radio.
Material for the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was gonna call him and see what was up, because he asked me what was I doing later tonight. Did I want to go out? And so he was like, just take my number, hit me up. So after I got off the air, went to my side hustle afterwards, and then I hit him up by text. Because I was like, "Oh, this could be good. I want to see if he got game. I want to see what he's spitting, because I can come back on the radio and be like, dude is weak. He got no game."
Oh, that's right.
Or not.
Go ahead. Continue.
Stories are always good. Juicy stories.
Go ahead.
So we were texting, and then he just backed out. That one went nowhere. He was just like, "Yeah, something came up. I got to meet with my manager."
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
So he played you.
Well, he texted me back. I don't know, okay. but I was like, "What you doing?" Because we had some mutual friend. And he had to go out with his record label, like the head of the record label or some shit.
Okay, all right. Okay. So he played you basically. Look, I thought this was one of them with you, because I was about to say, do you know how many women would love to have the opportunity to get Trey Songz' phone number and to text Trey Songz, and you looking like, it's just Trey Songz.
I had no interest in him. I had zero interest in him. This was research for the show. This was going to be good. This was going to be a good story to tell down the line, and then nothing happened. Okay,
so we got more, right? We have more. There's other celebs that tried to holler.
The good one. This is the best one of all. The Cuba Gooding incident. So I was at GCI, and I was 19 or 20. I think I was 20 by this time. And GCI used to do something like this radio seminar.
The music seminar.
And so the night before, the day before or something, they would have a concert. And what was the club before it was E2? What was the name of the club before it was E2?
I'm a little too young. Was it the
Click? It was
the Click.
Was it the Click?
Yeah, it was the Click. Okay, I remember the Click. I'm like, I don't, but go ahead, continue.
So they had the concert at the Click. Destiny's Child performed. I remember Barefoot Feet. What's his name? Eric Benet performed. Remember standing barefoot all the time. Yeah, the Click. Okay. So we were there, and I was hosting the show. Me and Jimmy Jam were hosting this show, and this was like a pre-teaser before the seminar.
Okay.
And as we're hosting a little concert version, Cuba Gooding is there. He is in like row 2, row 3. And because it was at the Click, they were serving beer, not liquor, not hard, no bourbon, no nothing like that. But they were serving beer.
Okay.
So Cuba Gooding kept getting the beer. He had 3 beers. And in those 3 beers, he got drunk off his ass. Super light beers? Super lightweight. It was so unattractive. So unattractive. But he was drunk.
So wait. Let's pause there for a second. 3 beers, unattractive. He was drunk. So do you believe these stories that are out about him that, the whole Me Too movement against him, he walking out?
Let's keep going.
Okay.
I definitely believe it. So after the whole event, and we went upstairs, and there was some type of little green room situation. We was taking pictures with Eric. Taking pictures with Eric Renee, taking pictures with, I think Terry Dexter was the chick he had a single with or whatever. We were just taking pictures with everybody. Everybody was up there, Destiny's Child. And so it was winding down, but then Cuba Gooding comes up there. And so we were taking pictures. He's like, we got to get in the picture. So come on, Cuba, let's take a picture. And so it was me, Jimmy Jam, Val Landon.
Rest in peace, Val.
Yeah. And Cuba Gooding. So we started taking pictures, and as we were trying to order.
Okay, so wait. So at what point was Cuba Gooding? What year was this? Around what year was this? Was he like,
this is 99.
Show me the money, Cuba Gooding, or was he like Boys in the Hood before? No, show me the money.
This is Cuba Gooding. Is this in between? This is 1999. I don't remember when Jerry Maguire was.
Yeah, it came out in like 95, 96. So okay. He had already been showed the money. Okay.
Been showed the money. So we're trying to figure out the arrangement for like, you stand next to you stand next to you. And so he said, I'm standing next to her. Mind you, he's drunk and sloppy right now. Okay. So he grabs 3 beers. What kind of beers were they? Beers. It was so unattractive. I don't know. He had to have pregame because there's no way. But that was the talk of the thing. Like, Cuba Gooding is drunk. Like, drunk as a skunk. Like, and it was only beer. Like, we were just like, that ain't cute. 3 beers. So anyway, so he decides he has to be next to me, and he got his arm around me, and he's not really even paying attention. I have these pictures in storage somewhere. To the photographer, our staff photographer was taking pictures. Val, at one point, jumped out because he wanted pictures with just me at one point. Jimmy's next to me, Jimmy Jam, trying to get him off me, but trying to be slick about it, trying to be cool about it. Val is pointing and laughing at me. And she's like, Cuba Gooding wants you. He started kissing me on my neck and kissing me on my cheek. I have pictures of his face on my face. So I'm this little young 20-year-old, and I'm trying to be like, professional and not cause a scene either. Just trying to be like, whatever. So Val in the meantime is just losing her shit laughing at me because she's like, he want young Alex. He want a piece of that. So she's saying all these comments. He then proceeds, as I'm trying to walk off, to pull me over to the side and to invite me to get out of there with him.
Yeah.
Let's leave. We should leave together. You want to leave with me. And I was like, no, I'm good. Yeah. He's like, no, you should leave with me. Then he tells me the hotel he's staying in, his room number, the fake name he has the hotel room booked in. Yeah. So that I can meet him at his hotel. And so I'm like, no, I'm not gonna.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's not dope. He was married with 2 kids at this point.
Huh?
He was married with 2 kids at this point. This is not dope.
Look here, baby. I only got one night time. Tell
and I'm
what
drunk.
You gonna do.
And I'm drunk. And I want this little white chocolate thing.
Wait, wasn't Terrance Howard married as well?
They were all married. Yes.
See, this is what you got to realize. And I'm not going to say all, and I'm sure there's been a fraction. There's been a fraction of stars who have went to stations, radio stations, and it's been that gullible, naive, midday chick or morning show host. Yes, we do. Oh,
we
yes,
know. We know.
Oh,
I know a lot of them.
But that's, so he probably thought, you were the chick, you were like the chick he had hooked up with in Detroit or something,
Nah,
So,
not this one.
Not
this.
So you could have been some of Trey Songz meet, some of Terrance Howard's meet, and also some of who else am I missing? Cuba.
First
Is there
of all,
anybody else? Is there anybody else?
Wait, I didn't finish the story.
Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going. Sorry, my bad.
So after I turned him down about going to his hotel, he then says, okay, she's not going to go all the way to the hotel. So he says, just come outside with me. I got a limo out front. I got roses and champagne and strawberries in my limo. We can have a good time in a limo out front.
Yeah, he wanted some slobby, he wanted you to talk into his microphone that he had. He was probably recording a PSA or something for a new client, and he wanted. I'm just translating what would have, could have, and what the intentions were that night.
I got
a lot of women looking at this like, man, like I'm sure with the whole Trey Songz thing, you got a lot of women out there like, you stupid.
I like old men. So these young whippersnappers.
Okay, break that down, because there's probably a few young whippersnappers right now thinking they can shoot their shot at you.
Sorry.
And
I got Batman, so you definitely can't. I'm snatched up for life. But if it ain't got a little salt and pepper, it ain't right. I need you to have a little foof at the front of your age. There needs to be the foof. 40, 50, preferably, something like that. You gotta have a foof.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was always like that. I was like that from the 20s. I was like, yeah, I need an old man. And so anyway.
So explain to the audience out there, our Chicago viewers, how you got on WGCI, because you were saying that you started at 20. You were 20 years old.
I was 19.
It was 19 on the air at GCI. How did that come about? How did that happen? So
at Columbia, and I decided it was time for me to get an internship. I wanted an internship. And I had GCI was the station I had listened to. Oh no, what'd I do? I think I kicked her out. Oh, well, hold on. I think I kicked her out. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. That was my fault. My bad. Who don't know how to work their technology now? Hey, look, I'm trying over here. Go ahead. I even added the little B-roll to what you were saying. I was maneuvering. It's all good. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to get an internship. I'm going to get a on-air internship. So I most related to Troy Tyler, who was doing Whispers in the Dark at night. So I was like, I want to intern for Troy. Wait. That's Troy. With an I, right? Okay. All right. Keep going. So I said, I'm going to call her. I want to intern with her, because my whole thing was that I understood being on the radio, you need to be genuine. You need to be yourself. I wasn't trying to be somebody else or like play a character. Right. So I wanted to intern with somebody who I was alike, that I thought I could learn better from somebody who I was alike. Right. We're so much alike, it's ridiculous. That's why she's my mentor to this day. Y'all sound exactly the same. Like if y'all were, y'all sound exactly the same. We do not. We were riding in the car one day, sidebar, and with her kids. It was her oldest kid at the time, Chase. And we were just talking back and forth. I'm in the back seat. She's in the front. Chase is in the passenger seat. And he's like, it's like mommy's talking to mommy. Right. Yeah, there she is. That's Troy. So, I'm trying my B-roll thing here. It's working. Continue. Go ahead. Good. You're doing real good. You are. So I called Troy up at night, just like on the request line, like when our show comes on, and she picks up the phone. And I'm basically like, hi, Troy. My name is yada yada. I go to Columbia and I want to be your intern. And she's just like, oh, okay. I've never had an intern, and I don't know if they can have interns this late at night. And she was just like, okay. And then all of a sudden her hotline goes off. And you know the hotline. That's the special bat phone in the studio where the red light blinks and only the boss can call you on that number. Yeah. Nobody else picks that phone up. No, you have to leave that line clear. And so Elroy, the program director, just at the moment was calling. And so she's like, hold on. My boss is calling. And so that was fate that occurred. When he called. Yeah. because whatever he said, whatever he had to say, and she's like, okay, well, before you go, I got this little girl on the phone talking about she want to be my intern. And I don't know what's the process. How does this happen? Elroy told Troy to tell me to send my stuff to the station, send it to him. Send like my resume or whatever. Troy gets back and tell me to do that. Well, I go to school the next day and I run into Danny McGee. He was a classmate. He was at on the college station with us, and he was.
Keep going. That's me. Don't worry about me. I'm sorry.
So Danny,
it's cool that we can do that though, Amy. So hey, Amy with the bun. Okay, let's take this down. Right, that's cool. I didn't know we could do that. Okay, sorry. Continue.
So you are entertaining yourself. So run into Danny McGee, and I tell him what happened, and he was like, "Forget sending it in." He was writing. He was like it was a producer, intern producer on the morning show at the time, and so he's like, "Just come to the station with me in the morning." And I was like,
he was probably trying to hit too at the time, Alex. I'm sorry to say.
Don't be sorry. I was hot.
Okay.
Everybody was trying to get at this.
Okay. She said, "Don't be sorry. I was hot."
Don't be sorry.
I'm sorry.
Breast was still perky at that time.
Sag City these days, huh? Yeah, I understand.
My bras work hard for their money.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I go with Danny McGee in the morning. Danny said, the morning show, they had to be there at 5 a.m. And he's like, meet me at the station. So my little tail right there, Johnny on the spot in the morning, 5 a.m., standing outside the radio station. And Danny rolls up and we go in. And so I hung out on the morning show that day and then went straight to Elroy's office. He took me over.
So the morning show.
Howard McGee.
Tell us who the morning show. Who?
Howard McGee at the time.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So wait a minute. I got to think about how much stuff we're going to talk about. How much stuff I'm going to tell.
What do you mean?
Because Howard actually was not on the air at that time. He had got taken off the air.
That was 20 years ago though, right?
It was.
So what the hell? Go ahead and say it. What you going to get fired? What you going to get rolled up?
Jimmy Jam was filling in. And
the people want to hear what you got to say, Alex.
He filled in for about 2 months.
Okay.
Do you remember what happened?
I remember what happened.
You said it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, the radio personality she's talking about had a personal issue with a woman, and continue. We don't want to put the man out like that,
I wasn't gonna do it. You said tell it.
Everybody knows what we're talking about, but we don't want to. Just keep going. The personality whose show she was on was suspended for a period of time for a public issue that he had with a woman, and it was solved because he eventually went back on the air, and there it is.
I'd be damned.
Man, that was 20 years ago, yo.
That was 20 years ago. And I'd be damned if Jeffrey Levin didn't just enter the building. Just look at the comments. You see the comments?
No, I didn't. Where?
Jeffrey Levin. What's up?
Man, I'm about to break something. Shout out Jeffrey Levin. Okay, but go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, we walk over to Elroy's office.
Elroy Smith, the program director at WGCI. Okay.
So I go in and I said, "Hi, Elroy. I'm so and so. I'm the girl that Troy told you about. She said for me to send my stuff. Well, I thought I'd bring it." And he was like, "Oh, okay, come on in."
Oh wow.
Like, I like that. I like that spunk. He's like, "I tell you to send it, you come right down here." Oh, I like it. He's like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I want an internship with Troy." He's like, "Done. I like that you're hungry. I like that you did that." He wrote a note. He said, "Take this to Velma Brazelton." So Velma at the time was over the internship program. So I walked in there and lady I have not met, basically I handed this to her and said, "Elroy says I have an internship." She was mad because she was supposed to be deciding on who get the interns, sweetest lady on the planet. But she was just like, "Who are you? What is this? And this is not the procedure and whatever." And so now I'm in. And so I'm in and I'm in there at night, hanging out with Mike Love and Diz until the show starts, and then going in and doing the show with Troy and all of that stuff. I got hired 1 month into my internship because I went to the WGCI-AM and FM Urban Radio Music Awards. You don't remember that?
No, your connection getting a little sketchy here. But go ahead, continue.
Okay. So I was going to these events and stuff, and then I
Shouts
went
out to the dog back there. Go ahead. Keep
and
going.
then I
Don't
went to
mind
the
me.
Christmas party, and at the Christmas party, I told Elray, I want to be on the radio, and he was like, okay. He's like, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be on air. He said, okay. So he called me the next day at home and said, can you be on the radio tonight? And I was like, yeah.
Wait. So a month into your internship, month into your internship, you were hired, and then you were on the air. Month into your internship.
I'd have been 2 months, but let me tell you.
Okay.
So he tells me, can you do it? Can you do the show tomorrow? I was like, he's like, you say you want to be on air, you're gonna be on the radio tomorrow. Need you to do an audition. So I did the Heartbreak Hotel. I did Jimmy Jam's show. And he said, record the show and then just slide the air check under my door. Remember that? Remember to slide the tape under my door. So I did that.
You have to go get a cassette to the younger viewers out there. Cassette was the square thing that had like a, tape cassette stuff in it. And you put it in a machine and you would hit play and then it would play sound and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was a such thing.
I did that. I slid it under the door. And then I had asked him, I wrote a note to him or something. And I asked him, could I attend the jock meeting? He remember jock meetings, and he would have like the whole station meeting. And it was 3 different stations. And so in that meeting, he brought me up. I didn't know he listened to my tape yet. And he was talking about my tape in the damn meeting, and nobody knew me except for Mike Love and Adia saw me, Troy would see me, and Jimmy would see me because I was there overnight with the night people.
Right.
And so he's saying stuff like telling them what they need to be doing on their shows and saying, y'all need to be out here like this girl right here. She's hungry and she's this and she sounds great. And this and so we got all these people. And I'm like,
that's a gift and a curse.
I know. I was like, no, they don't know me. They're gonna hate me.
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
Yeah.
And anyway, I found out, it was like a couple days later, I found out that I was hired because he called me and asked me to fill in for Irene Mojica doing middays.
Irene Mojica.
And it was such a big deal because Irene is the one who made me want to do radio. I was listening to her in 7th grade, and I'm telling you, that's when I started listening to GCI. And she was on at night at the time. As you see, I'm a night owl. Everything happens at night with me. So she was on, and I just will never forget the time she was telling this story about taking a hot air balloon ride. She was going on and on with such detail. And I'm telling you, it was the longest, most boring story ever on the planet. But I love the fact that she could talk about whatever the hell she wanted to talk about just because she wanted to. And I was like, that's me. It's for me. That's my life.
Right.
So I started. So when he hired me, I was doing Irene's show. I immediately got my own weekend show because everything fell in place. Right place at the right time. Armando quit his mix show at night. So I took over the mix show.
Shout out to Armando. Shout out to Brandon Norris too. Shout out to Brandon Norris too.
Hey, Brando. And what happened? Joe Soto was leaving. He was leaving off the show to go down to work in Texas. So all of a sudden I got his traffic gig on the morning show. I did sports for about 2 weeks until they got hired as sports person. And then after doing my overnight Armando show, that little mix show, I think I did that for 3 weeks. And then I got Saturday middays. So I was just everywhere because Joe Soto has Saturday middays too.
Now, at that time, if you can quickly expound on that particular time slot on a radio station.
Huge. So I'm chewing ice. So this is a good way to get people to hate you off the bat too. Just like I come in, it's like, boom, there's a tsunami of Alex everywhere. So
now, mind you, you're working at a radio station with all these vets, these huge personalities with these big names. Everybody in Chicago knows them. And then all comes around this new girl who has no radio experience whatsoever is invading their space, right?
When you got it, you got it. When you a natural, you a natural.
Hello.
So, so my dog co-signed on that one. So, Saturday middays was big, and
Be right back. Keep going. Talk to them. Be right. Yeah, I know the story. Keep going.
Elroy had to sit me down and tell me the significance of giving me this job, because everybody listens to the morning show and everybody loves those people, and they're usually like the stars, and then the afternoon people are the stars and stuff. But Saturday middays had the most listeners of a radio station through the week, period. Most people listening at one time, because everybody was out running their errands, getting their car washed, getting their hair done. So the stuff was on in the beauty shops and the barber shops and stuff like that. So he sat me down and was like, this is a big deal. We can't just put anybody on this, so I'm handpicking you and da-da-da-da. So I was doing that, and I became the super part-timer. I filled in for everybody except for the bad boys, and except for Troy, because he thought we sounded a lot alike. But there were times when I came in and did my internship with Troy, and then I did Jimmy Jam show. I did the Heartbreak Hotel. And then I was on the morning show doing traffic and just being a character on the show. And then Irene, just because she knew she had somebody who could do the show, was like, I'm not coming in today. Alex is there. Let Alex do. So there were times I was at that radio station from 10 at night till 2 in the afternoon. And I remember people saying, I went to bed listening to you. I woke up, went to work. I'm on my lunch break and I'm still listening to you. Cause I was hustling. I never said no. They asked me, could I fill in? Yup. If I didn't get any sleep, we up for 48 hours, homie. We about to do some radio.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Up. And how long did you do that?
Like until when did I leave? Oh, wait a minute. I left in 99, but before that, let's talk about when I was on the morning show, because that's how I got you into the radio station. Mm-hmm. That's how I got you there. So I'm on the morning show. Oh, and we can tell some business.
Yeah, let's tell the business.
We already talked about how everybody was not a fan of Alex because she just jumped in and bum rushed the scene.
Yeah.
So I had some people on that morning show that were trying to block me. Like, get this.
Talk about it. It's 20 years later.
Get this bra. And they were mean to me. Mean. This one broad went to my boss and said, I will do traffic for free. Just add to my duties. We don't need her in here.
Oh, wow.
And everybody's like, no, we're good.
I remember that.
And then they also used to unplug. This is when we got traffic. They would send the feed from the traffic department, from the traffic, the traffic people, Metro or whatever. They would unplug my machine. So I couldn't get my traffic.
So the people on the show would kind of sabotage you from being on air for you to prevent you from doing your duties.
Not everybody. Val Landon was a sweetheart from day one. Love me, and I love some Val, and I miss her dearly. But there were two broads who were like, she's a little too young. She a little too perky. All the men giving her a little too much attention, and she's sliding up in here way too fast. Yeah,
you're doing way too much, too young, too quick.
Yeah. And they literally, so not in addition to doing stuff like that, and they hazed me nonstop. Now I can take it. I can take it. I ain't no wuss.
Yeah.
And, and I got a brother who kicked my ass just for fun when he got bored when the cartoons went on commercials. So I'm a tough girl. And it just was a lot. It was so bad that they were even doing sexual harassment type stuff.
Now, this is when I started, and it was so juicy because I'm listening to the radio station and I'm listening to the morning show, and I'm loving Howard, I'm loving, the crew, and this is just a great show to listen to. Hey, what's up, Kenyatta? How's it going? Hey, what's happening? And then when I started working on the show, I'm like, yo, you got people talking behind the backs, and I'm like, yo, they keeping up a whole bunch of shit on this show.
A whole bunch of stuff. And I will say, let me put it out there. Howard never got involved in it. He was great. He and we had this a little brother sister.
Shit.
Not
with ring fucking leader. Are you serious?
Not to my face, and he didn't do no sexual harassment stuff. Those were the women.
Okay. I just meant in terms of the shit that
stirring up the shit. All that was going on.
Splattering the shit around, spitting the shit up at people, and that shit.
No, but what I want to say is the people that were
Y'all
evil
wait till I start talking. Y'all wait till I start getting to talking. But okay, go ahead.
no, the people that were evil to me were the women. And then that other dude that was running things, he started joining in.
What? Who? Let's say some names at this point.
Producer dude. No, they don't have to. The producer dude. There was one time where
you mean the engineer?
Dude running the board.
Okay.
There was one time. I mean, it got so bad. They said, what was the thing? So they had suspected I was dating another employee there. So nobody knew nothing, but they were suspecting. And so every day I would come and they had all these sexual comments about, and Alexx, why was you late? Was you, whatever. But there was this one time we were out in like the main lobby and it was like all the record producers were there. Remember we had, not record producers, record reps. Remember we had like radio, music Day.
Music Day, yes.
Yeah. Music Day. And they said, kick her in her stomach. She's pregnant with such and such's baby. Remember that? In front of and that wasn't, now that's not like doing the hazing amongst the family. Now you're taking the business out into the streets. Yeah. So I wrote a letter. I
remember that. I remember that.
I wrote a letter. I wrote it and I gave it to Elroy and Marv. So that's our president and general manager. And the language I use, Marv, he didn't have that letter. I slip it under the door. He didn't have that letter, but like 5 minutes before he's like, oh no. Because you can get sued. I could have sued
in the making, baby.
Like crazy. Because another thing, so we have a meeting. And then from that letter, because Elroy showed it to the team, there was two. One of the main bras took my memo, put it on the public.
I remember that.
Put it on the public bulletin board for the entire radio station to see.
Yeah. The hate was so strong for you. The hate was so strong.
But just for them, just from that little group, everybody else loved me. I'm telling you, Irene was a sweetheart to me. And Irene,
right,
you're not going to hear from a lot of people. She was a sweetheart. Troy was a sweetheart. Mike Love and the Diz. Everybody who was around. Was Rick still there at the time? Yeah, Rick was still there at the time. Everybody. Sam Sill, Marcus Chapman, everybody who had been there, Ramon Ski Love, everybody. It was a woman thing. It was a young girl coming in, her panties a little too hot, one of those things. So anyway, she hung that up on the bulletin board. So then we had to have another meeting. And so we go into the meeting and I'm like, Elroy, I just wanted to stop. I ain't trying to get nobody in trouble. Ain't nobody trying to get nobody fired or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so they asked her, did you post this on the thing? She said, yeah, I did. And I'll do it again. And I'm like, what? What did I do? What the hell did I do to you? So anyway, it was a thing, but whatever.
Brandon, like, I'm Bennett and I ain't in it.
Yeah. Brandon remember that. Brandon was right.
But like I said, I was 19 when I first started. So I was a year behind you when I first got my gig in radio. And like I said, that was the first thing that I was thinking. I'm like, yo, these are, because you listen on the radio and you're like, man, these are larger than life people, these God-like figures. You're listening to them and their voices and all that. And then I get and start on the show and I'm like, yo, this is kind of cool. I mean, it's cool because hell, I'm here at WGCI. I'm on the Crazy Howard show, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, this is messy.
I mean, remember the one who fell in love with Gerald Levert and made that book? Like cut her face out, cut pictures of Gerald Levert and put them side by side like they get married. She made a whole wedding album.
Yeah.
Hey, Carlos, love you too, baby. Love you, Carlos.
Yeah.
He said Alexx was always nice and a pro to me when I started in media. I can't say everyone at that place had the same respect for me, but Alexx always did, and I remember that. Love you.
Who's that?
Carlos Mendez.
Carlos Mendez. Shouts out Carlos Mendez. So that was Alexx's story on how she first started at GCI.
So I got you into GCI.
Yes.
So at the time, the morning show needed a producer intern.
Mm-hmm.
They were looking for, and so I was like, oh, okay. So I go tell you back at school because we were tight ever since we had shows on the college radio station at
Brandon said, I knew the Gerald was coming up. Yeah, that was interesting.
Oh my God, she was pretending she was his wife. Okay. Oh man, we thought she was straight crazy. I think we tried to like stage an intervention.
Keep going. Move on.
Anyway, so we were friends from college. So we were both on the college station. I had 3 shows on the station. Trey had his show, and one of the shows I did was my own creation. So you had shows that were already formatted, but then you had to submit your what is it? Your proposal to have your own show.
Yes.
Sunday nights from 9 to midnight, love sessions. And so it was like these slow jams that we would play. And it was serious business, serious business. And you don't miss your show. Cause I mean, it was like, that's what you did. We were professionals and to be in radio. Yeah. I had to miss my show for something. I don't know if my papa died. It had to be something big like that. It had to be like a funeral or something. I couldn't do it. So back then we took it so seriously. We had to figure out who was worthy of doing our show to on our radio 1 day a week, 3-hour show with the
50-watt radio station that you could hear from the lakefront till about maybe Western in Chicago. Yeah.
Serious. So when I couldn't do my show, I picked Trey and I was like, he's the one. He's good. Nobody else is worthy of doing my show. And then I had a whole conversation with him. I was like, this is the format. We're not straying from the format. We start with this. This is when the happen. This is when you go to commercial. This is we start and end with a Prince song. I mean, it was ridiculous. So we became friends. So I came to him and let them know they was looking for a producer. And what did I say to you? How did I bring it to you? Because this
dude, do you want this job? And I was like, yes. She said it at least 3-4 times. Dude, you want this job is yours. Do you want this job? Do you want this job? I'm like, yeah, I want the job. Let's do it. Let's get it. But you can't make me look stupid. You can't. I'm bringing you to them. You can't make me look bad.
My name is on this. And I was like, you got to show up. You can't be late. You can't be doing no or nothing. This is the deal. You got to take this seriously. Yeah. He's like, Alex, I got this. So I went back and I told him, this is the dude. This is who you got to hire. Yeah. And based on that,
I'll be damned if I didn't get the call and say, congratulations, you got the gig. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. And I mean, like at like 4:30 or like 5 or something, because I don't think the show started until like 5:30 or whatever. But I ended up getting the gig. Alex got me my first actual, she got me the gig on the morning show at WGCI. I was the associate producer, aka the paid gopher.
And by the way, you weren't treated great either.
I was not treated good.
Same people that were using me went in on your ass.
Okay, so we're gonna get to names in a second. Fuck it. Let's just get it out, and I'm gonna say the names a little later on in the segment here. Okay. But I guess we're gonna get to me now at this point, right? On how I got at GCI. Yeah, why not? Trey, see that? Look at that. When it's my turn, the whole thing down there turns. See that? It's technology working around here. Yeah, check that out. Yeah, okay. So my first job at GCI was actually high school sports reporter.
That's right.
I was 17. I was a senior in high school, and I won a contest on the new night show on WGCI. Now, they hadn't found a night show host, because at the time Rick Party was on that night, and they had a nationwide competition between maybe 2 or 3 people. And Mike Love and the Diz ended up getting the job. Uh-huh. So I was literally, they had called me and said that I got the little high school sports reporter job. I was getting paid $25 a report. I was balling, baby. But Mike Love and the Diz had got the job, because Diz had called me and said, hey, me and Mike got the gig, so you're going to be on our show, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a big competition for a night show. I ended up winning that competition. I don't know how many entries they sent in. I don't know if it was 100 or if it was 1 or 2, but damn it, I got the call and I won the contest. And so basically the contest was that you were doing high school sports for the Bad Boys, Mike Love and the Diz. So I had a segment on their show called The High School Hype with the Chocolate Jock. I was a senior in high school at Lane Tech, and it would come on the Bad Boys show every Monday night. So now, I wasn't really into sports as much as as I am now, but I found that it was a cool way to get on the radio and get girls. That's what this whole thing is about, right? Just getting so
really
got the gig. So January through June of my senior year, I was on the #1 night show in Chicago on the Bad Boy show doing high school sports. And my thing was to insult. Even then, at like 16 and 17, it was to insult people. Just to, I guess at that age, it had showed me to just not be regular. Just speak your mind. Say shit that's gonna make people eyebrows go up like that. So I would talk about the Marshall High School basketball team when I was a junior and senior in high school. It was so ironic because I ended up working there. Like maybe 15, 20 years later, which is crazy. But Mike Love will tell you, I used to always just say things to, maybe the shooter at Dunbar can get a little better. I've just talked shit about the players that were on the teams or whatever. So that was a really cool experience. So I got that job January, had it for 6 months. I was getting paid, like I said, $25 a report. That adds up to like $125. That was a lot of money in high school,
Yeah.
A bunch of money in high school. So that happened. After I graduated high school, I stopped working at the station. I mean, I wouldn't get paid anymore, but I started hanging with Mike Love and the Diz. Ironically, went to Columbia, and that's when I met Alex, and then that's when I got actually hired officially at GCI to be the morning show associate producer. Now, I learned a lot working on that show. It taught me, it groomed me to eventually host my own morning show in life. I learned a lot of what to do, and I learned a lot of what not to do working on
that
the
right
show.
there.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a great experience. Shout out to Crazy Howard because he gave me an opportunity. They were gonna fire me, do the budget cut. Budget cuts were happening way back in 2000.
Yeah.
They were gonna fire me, and Randy Knight was trying to fire me a whole bunch of times. But to my
you said the name.
But to her defense, in her defense, I was fucking up. I was coming in late.
What I told you not to do.
You had already left, though. You was already in Detroit or something like that. You had already left, so it wasn't even on you no more. It wasn't even on you no more. But yeah, I was an immature 18, 19-year-old, so I'm coming in a little late. If I got to get there at 5:30, I'm there at 5:40. I'm coming in not exactly on time. And then, she was trying to fire me, and Howard was like, no, we're going to keep him around. He stays, and, he kind of had my back on that one. After that, so that's the only really good thing I could really say about him because he really looked out for me and helped me younger in life. Now, would I have made it to Power 92? Probably. But he helped me at keep my job at WGCI. So shouts out to him. That's the only props that I would give him as it relates to just that. He kept me employed there. So
dang,
that's how that happened.
Damn, that's rough.
That's how that happened.
Only props.
Yeah.
All right. What was your connection with Rick though? Because I thought Rick was the high school.
Yeah. No. That's how it all started with Rick Party. It all started with Rick Party. Rick Party had this thing, and no matter how many times I tell this story to people, I've taught radio, I've told my students this story. Like the story never gets old to me. I have to always say this story. So I was suspended from high school, got arrested actually. Called Rick Party on the air and left a message on the flavor pager. Remember the flavor pager? This was such an innovative idea. This was such an innovative idea to have a voicemail and people call and leave a voicemail and you play the voicemail over the air.
Yeah.
Come on. That was innovative at the time. Anyway, I called him. I'm like, look, I'm a junior in high school. I go to Lane Tech. I'm interested in being on the radio since 8. I've been pretending as if I was on the radio, playing cassettes in my room, pretending as if I'm on the radio at that point. He called me, invited me down to the radio station. Long story short, ended up letting me host the Coke Top 9 at 9.
Ooh, I was on that. I was on when I was on the Coke Top 8 at 8.
Top 8 at 8.
I was on 8 at 8 when it was, what was he? Was that Jam and Day? Jam and Day, Michael?
Day, yeah. So, yeah, he let me introduce the song. He let me host the countdown. So 3 times that summer, as a 16-year-old, Rick Party let me on his show, a stranger, to host his entire radio show. I would be forever indebted to that dude to the day I died, to the day he died. Like, for real. Like, because I owe him for putting me on. You'll never forget who put you on. You feel me?
Let me tell you about Rick Party. He is such a generous human. And I'm just, he's a good human. Because and so in radio, you run across all kinds of people. And there's people who even if they started off humble, they start to believe their height. And remember, back then, we were still doing like appearances where you'd show up somewhere and like 100 people, 50 people were there before you got there waiting on you to get there. you remember, this is back in the day when all of that, all of that's going on just to see you. And all this stuff, we're number one radio station. So local celebrities and all of that stuff. And Rick Party is he's just been such a good big brother.
Rick was, because I used to listen. This is how I got turned on to Rick Party. I was, of course, a radio head. I would always listen to the radio. And Jammin' Dave, he just didn't appear on the radio at all anymore. He was on the air, and then they had put on Mark Young, the Young MC.
Because he got fired.
I know. I later found out what the reason was.
The reason is the best. The
classic radio story. Classic radio story. Yeah.
It was, to this day, that's the best firing ever.
So the urban legend is there was some t-shirts stolen, and someone allegedly jumped into the ceiling and was able to maneuver its way, like think Spider-Man still in. So that was the whole
the drop
half the story from what we hear, from what we know.
The panel, you can push the panel up and appear.
Yeah. So
he crawled up and over.
Stop. Don't keep going. Stop. Stop. So I'm listening to the radio, and this dude, it comes on. I'm like, who's Rick Party? And I'm starting to listen to him. Then he got Cartier in the background. Hi, Cartier's coming to Frog Lab. And I just thought it was a real cool sound. And I started listening to him, and he let me come on the show, and that was the coolest thing ever. Even me now at this age, I'm thinking back like, man, that was a cool thing to do. That was really cool.
Rick, to this day, I can call him. I can call on him. I can text, whatever, message him if I have a question about anything. We hung out, just voice work that I do. Yeah. And, he's killing the game with his voiceovers and stuff. But to this day, I mean, he is giving back to the youngins in a big way. Love you, Rick. Mwah.
Yeah. That's, I think we should end on that note. That was touching. Should we keep going?
We can stop right there. We can stop right there.
We'll stop. So what we got? So we're gonna do this every Thursday, right? At least now while the Rona's hitting. Everybody.
Is it Thursday? Is this our day? It's Thursday? Or you said Monday before.
Hey, stop bringing up old stuff. We'll figure it out. You all just follow the Facebook page. See what had happened was. Again, we're gonna grow the show. We have this is our second swing at this. In terms of executing and doing it, and been pretty cool. I'm having
Johnny,
fun with it.
Me and you rocking that mic at Roxy in Orlando. Yes, at that club every Friday night. We were rocking the mic, man.
Brandon, I never heard that story. That's dope, man. I appreciate that. That's what's up. He said, "Have you ever heard of Chocolate Jock Elroy?" That's how it's so funny because that's how Elroy gave us the name. So I had the name the Chocolate Jock. I was the Chocolate Jock when I first started with Rick, and then when I was on the college station or whatever. But when it was time to put me and Ike together, he was like, "How about you guys use the Chocolate Jocks? Both of you are black." I remember him saying that. I'm like, yo, this dude just literally insulted me in the coolest, calmest way. In the coolest, calmest way. So next episode, let's talk about let's continue these conversations. We can talk about the Chocolate Jocks.
Yeah, we can do chocolate jocks.
Let's talk about the Chocolate Jock saga. All the good times, and then the demise of the duo.
It happens, man. It happens. It
So
really does.
We'll talk about that.
And then we got to get to Power 92 because there's so many stories from us doing the show together.
Yeah.
Even when we went on vacation.
Yeah.
When we went on
vacation on that cruise. Man, oh man.
We went on that cruise.
Yeah.
Trey and I have vacationed out of the country
a few times, right?
A few times,
right?
We have fun. We know how to vacate. I remember you were saying, like, we'll get into it later. I remember you was like, who is this Alex? I like this Alex.
Right. You was just totally different. You've been known to just pull something out the bag unexpectedly. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all so very much. See what had happened was my podcast is better than yours. If it ain't now, it will get there. So thank you all for tuning in. Just follow the page and we'll let you know when we'll come back on. And thank you so very much. Have a great night.
Deuces.
Holla.